이번에 할 작품은 파티 하드죠. 아무래도 치트를 통해서 하는 거기 때문에 약간 좀 싱겁다고 느껴질 수 있는 그런 작품이 될 것 같습니다. 그래도 빨리 진행을 하기 위해서 그냥 클래식하게 가보도록 하겠습니다. 치트는 썼고요. 어떤 치트를 썼냐면 일단 주인공이 안 보이는 거죠. 주인공이 안 보이는 것과 그리고 빠르기, 속도 이렇게만 치트를 했는데 그럼에도 불구하고 굉장히 빠르게 깰 수 있겠죠? 이거 신고는 하는데 제가 잡히지가 않아요. 그래서 빠르게 깰 수 있겠죠? 경찰이 잡으러 왔으니까 이런 식으로 설치를 해주고요. 시원하다. 처음 했을 때는 은신하고 경찰한테 안 잡히려고 엄청 만지시고 있는데 여기서는 그냥 대놓고 경찰이나 소방서가 있는데도 엉뚱한 사람이 잡혀가지고 이렇게 대놓고 살인을 저질러도 저를 잡아가지 않습니다. 근데 사람이 꽤 많네. 꽤 많죠? 저 사람은 마지막으로 냅두고요. 이 커플 있죠? 네. 해주고 그리고 이제 마지막에 얘를 처리하면 되죠? 네, 엔딩입니다.
You arrived at the scene after the assailant had fled,
주인공이
correct?
사이코죠?
A little after 3 a.m., yeah. Were you aware of his current mental state at the time, Mr. West? His mental state? His confusion, the blood dripping from his hands, like someone else was driving him forward, yet a bright light leading him onwards. I heard that bright light, as you so eloquently put it, was just a bunch of biker trash scumbags in search of lost souls. Guess he must have hitched a ride with them somehow. Perhaps it was when they realized that the party was already dead. Excuse the pun. Speaking of dead, wasn't your daughter Katie at that party, Mr. West? Seeing her blood zigzagging between those bathroom tiles, it was like a sledgehammer using my stomach as a welcome mat, drowning without water. Jesus. She was so messed up that I couldn't even ID the body.
주인공이 계속 이렇게 범행을 저지르는데 그 동안에 이제 다른 사람들이 목격한 그런 증언들을 계속 이렇게 보여주는 거죠. 네, 그 다음에 스테이지로 갑시다. 이런 식으로 처리해주고요. 이걸 되겠네요. 찍는 게 이거죠. 이런 식으로 태울 수 있고요. 넣어줘서 이런 식으로 할 수 있고요. 장치 여는 맛이죠. 옷 갈아입었죠? 또 날이지. 이렇게 독을 설치할 수도 있고요. 연쇄적으로 없애줄 수 있죠. 그럼 끝났죠?
They took me off the case after what happened with Katie. But let's just say I was keeping up to speed by other means. Once the ranch massacre happened, my colleagues were more than happy to unofficially keep me informed.
학살이
It seemed obvious
있었죠?
to me that this was just the beginning, and I had Las Vegas down as one of the contenders for the next attack. Of course, the problem is that Las Vegas is one hell of a landmass to keep a watchful eye over. The kicker is that he was spotted leaving the scene on a shuttle bus. A goddamn bus. So you're saying the perpetrator was calm even after what he'd just done? I'm saying this guy was a fucking psycho. Please, Mr. West, try to stay professional. You're a funny guy. Either way, I still don't know how he evaded the entire police force descending down on him. It was like the devil was on his side.
그쵸? 이번엔 조합을 좀 바꿔서 가보도록 하겠습니다. 여기서는 주인공이 들킬 수 있지만 희생자가 스턴이 되는 그런 마법을 걸어놨죠. 저로 지나가면 죽죠. 별로 달라진 게 없는 것 같은데. 자고 있어서 그런가? 열심히 칼질을 해줍니다. 벤트도 있는데 그냥 안 쓰죠. 이런 식으로 버릴 수는 있죠. 스턴이 돼 있네요. 옷을 갈아입어 줄 수 있고요. 너무 무적인데? 끝났죠?
The Vegas killings were the ones that really threw this son of a bitch into the spotlight. That's when the papers started calling him the Party Hard killer. 2 massacres in one night. He had the gall to stalk the streets with cops all around him, sectioning off the city. And he'd simply pick another spot to call his killing ground. But you know, Mr. West, the city, this living, breathing organism doused in lights and scars, it can really bring feelings bubbling up to the surface for some people. Is that so? Why a roof party then? It made no sense with his MO. On the contrary, Mr. West, I'd suggest it made perfect sense, being so close to the sky, yet behaving like worms. Perhaps he felt that those people simply deserved to be back in the dirt, where they belonged.
다음 스테이지죠. 아예 그냥 스피드만 치트를 해보는 걸로 해보겠습니다. 어떻게 될까요? 일단 싹쓸이 했고, 최대한 죽여보죠. 제가 잡힐 위험에 처했죠. 하지만 경찰이 잡을 수 없겠죠. 그런 식으로 다르네요. 경찰이 계속 따라오고 있지만 잡을 수가 없습니다. 바운서가 잡을 줄 몰랐네. 다시 합시다. 바운서부터 잡죠. 바운스만 아니면 또 잡혔네? 안 잡혔다. 올 줄 몰랐네. 그럼 일단 바운스를 먼저 잡고, 그 다음에 다른 사람을 잡는 걸로 합시다. 경찰한테 잡히면 안 되죠? 경찰 지나가죠? 제가 치웠네. 경찰 없죠? 피해주는 거 싶어? 쭉 도망갑시다. 경찰이 어떻게 못하죠? 마지막 한 명 잡고 끝났습니다. 경찰도 아무것도 못하죠.
And then there was nothing. Months and months of goddamn nothing. Just frustrating goddamn silence. The shadow had swept through our lives and then hidden away like the yellow-bellied piece of shit that he is. Mr. West, please, let's stick to the facts. What do you think he was doing during this time? Damned if I know. Tell you what, though, those months dragged and dragged. The papers wanted names. There was severe public unease. The police force was a laughingstock. You'd never guess that one single sicko could rip this country apart so badly. And then one day, out in the desert, there was an encounter. What kind of encounter? A guy driving late one night told us he nearly hit this guy who stepped out in the middle of the road. Apparently he didn't say much, although the driver was in shock, as you'd expect. He sort of just threw a flyer at the guy's feet. Said he needed help. Needed help? What kind of help? Said he needed a ride to a party on a boat.
아, 이제 선상 파티가 있나봐요. 선상 파티에서 학살이 일어날 거라고 하네요. 광수 없애주고요. 지면서 배경이죠. 쭉 다닙시다. 경찰이 어디 있을까요? 저 오른쪽 위이죠? 일단 주워주고요. 줄 수가 없어. 경찰 오고 있죠? 쭉 가줍니다. 힌트를 탔죠? 아직까진 안전합니다. 쭉 가려면 되죠? 끝입니다.
Ah, yes, I heard about the cruise liner disaster. Although I assume it wasn't the rushing water that killed those people, as the news had us believe. Sometimes it's easier to keep the people safe by shielding them from the truth. Yes, well, that's an interesting sentiment, although I'm guessing the people on that boat may have felt a bit shortchanged. Though while we're on the topic of truth, you were about to discover a truth of your own, am I right, Mr. West? The girl. Yes, the girl. Tell me about the girl, Mr. West. From what I understand, she'd been following him since he first began his descent to madness. Stalking him, perhaps? Label it
새로운
what you
캐릭터가
want.
나죠?
Seems like she was a fan of his work. Wanted to study his methods, as sick as it sounds. She was always a troubled child. You seem to be well acquainted with our newly found heroine, Mr. West. And you know exactly why, you son of a bitch. It was Katie. It was my daughter.
아, 화자의 딸이었다고 하네요. 화자의 딸이 이 주인공을 그 스토킹하기 시작했다. 그런 느낌인 것 같아요. 빠르게 가볼까요? 이렇게 시민이 위험합니다. 쭉 돌아다니면 있죠. 쭉 돌아다닐 수 있습니다. 경찰 위치를 알려줘서 참 좋다. 그 노란색 선이. 장치로 터지죠. 위험할 거예요. 그렇죠?
I didn't catch them in Miami. I didn't even visit the scene. Why was that, Mr. West? Tired, I guess. I'd been chasing this nut job for months by that point, and now that Katie was confirmed to be in his company, it was a lot for one man to take in. How did you think Katie was involved, Mr. West? She was always one to be driven by a danger, correct? It's a strange, fucked up situation you're in if you're hoping, praying that your own daughter had been snatched away by a madman. It was better than the alternatives. It must have crossed your mind that Katie was, in fact, the killer all along? It would have been clever, really. Faking her own death to escape an abusive father. How
화자들은
was your
누굴까요?
relationship with your daughter, Mr. West? God damn you. God fucking damn you.
어쨌든 주인공이 계속 납치를 한 상태죠. 이 화자의 딸을. 파티버스죠. 경찰이 올 것 같네요. 그대 끝났죠? 네.
I finally caught them a few weeks later, out in the middle of nowhere. His car just pulled up onto a dirt path. What was he doing, Mr. West? I'd been staring at photos of Katie every night for the last month. The ink had started to run off where I'd been pressing the corners so tightly. What was he doing, Mr. West? He was admiring his handiwork. I wouldn't worry, Mr. West. The chances are it's what she wanted anyway. to be one of his works of art, so to speak. Fuck you. I was ready to put a bullet in the back of his head there and then. It would have been so easy, so satisfying. It was what he deserved. What changed your mind? I'm a cop, Darius. The American people rely on figures like myself to uphold the law. Killing him would have made us one and the same. How very noble of you, John. Once again, fuck you. But you know, the world has a funny way of showing gratitude for such selfless acts. I assume you're referring to the blinding light that apparently engulfed your car. I still have no idea what it was, or what caused it. I guess this terror of darkness has somehow found a friend in the light. And of course, when I came to, I found my car had made a strong connection with rather incompatible foliage. Worse still, my back seat was devoid of serial killers.
쭉 이어서 갑시다. 뭔가 숲속 예양지였죠? 신고자를 처리해주고요. 아이고, 차였네. 아이고, 잡혔네. 아이고, 안되는데. 차이면은 위험하죠. 배치 상태가 몰려있고요. 이렇게 죽일 수 있죠. 잡혔다. 이러면 안 되는데. 그 공격적인 사람들이 많네요. 빨리 깨어나야 되죠. 도망쳤죠? 아, 못 도망쳤네. 까이네. 도망쳐야죠. 이번 판은 깰 것 같습니다. 사람들이 떨어져 있으니까요. 아, 잡히면 안 되는데. 다시 가죠. 이번까지만 하고 안되면 시트하는 걸로 하겠습니다. 볼까요? 그러나야죠. 가는 걸로 하죠. 다시요. 보이지 않죠? 친구는 안 당하고 있습니다. 엉뚱한 사람을 체포해가죠. 경찰이 더 이상 안 오죠? 지금 나머지를 처리해 줍시다. 마지막이죠? 네.
The descent, a violent maelstrom. Nature has a way of bringing the most devious of minds back down to earth. And shortly after the Sawmill Massacre, our psychopath succumbed to the outdoors, of all things. Really now, Mr. West, can we stop with the cliched storytelling? This isn't a tale from Narnia. How could you possibly know his motivations for being in that wood? Perhaps he wanted to feel closer to nature.
이번에 약간
Perhaps he was
숲에서
tired of
일어나는
killing.
일
Just
같네요.
maybe he wanted to feel closer to his victims. All I know is, when the cops turned up to search the surrounding areas, they turned up nothing. And this was a place right out in the middle of nowhere, so it wasn't like he could have gone far. There was only one possible explanation. He'd managed to hitch a ride out of there. You think he called the paramedics himself? Well, it makes sense, right? Splatter yourself with some of the blood at a mass murder scene and the medics aren't exactly going to be picky about who they pick up. He's breathing, so you get him to the wagon ASAP. Of course, this particular victim was breathing a little too well for his or their own good. I guess they were
정체를 알고
using a
있으면 안 되죠.
phrase to the ambulance protocol handbook. Never give drugs to a psychopath.
병원에서 태어나서 풀파티에 가죠. 아이고, 엔딩에서부터 방사를 없애죠. 그렇죠? 아이고, 잡혔다. 일단 왼쪽에 바운서부터 처리를 하죠. 바운서 처리했고요. 잡혔다. 지금 잡히는데? 안 되는데? 뭐야, 경찰이 어디 있는지 몰랐어. 처리하고 들켰네요. 입학 안 돼 있으면 안 되죠? 시민들이 뭔가 일단 왼쪽을 먼저 공격하는 건 맞아요. 그 이유가 뭐지? 몰랐죠? 얘한테 깔 줄 몰라. 누구한테나 깔 수 있다는 건가? 또 바우서? 또 바우서? 터지게 한 다음에 잘 피해주면 되죠. 쭉 도망갑니다. 강감도안에 해주면 되죠. 그리고 가기 힘든 곳을 처리해주고요. 나머지 처리하면 되죠. 끝. 맞습니다.
His craft continued onwards for the next few weeks at pretty full force. As I understand it, his newfound experience with medicinal drugs really got him fired up, correct? He just became unrelenting, and the public were completely losing confidence in the police force. Well, no, they'd already lost all confidence. Now they were forming task forces and going out onto the streets themselves looking for him. He even had followers by this point, groups of people who saw what he was doing as some kind of means to a human utopia. We just couldn't keep up with him.
쭉 갑시다. 설치해주고요. 신고하는 놈을 다 없애주고요. 맞죠? 도망가야죠. 빠르게 돌아줍니다. 이거는 5 나왔죠? 수영 그렇죠? 마지막 끝났죠? 네. 주인공이 거울을 보고 있죠? 캠퍼스로 온 것 같습니다. 여기 어려운데? 잡혀버리네. 여긴 폐쇄되는 공간이라 약간 어려울 것 같은데 치트를 사용하는 게 맞을 것 같습니다. 가면 되죠? 경찰이 안 잡혀. 친구 안 하게 산이 굉장히 많네. 제한급으로 나왔죠. 차례대로 없애고 그리고 마지막 나오죠. 캠퍼스 파티죠.
We're getting close to the end of the story. Isn't that right, John? A bunch of his avid followers, his so-called Party Harders, were said to be holding a party down in the San Francisco subway after hours. And you heard about the party just in time to catch him. Is that correct? That's what I was hoping. What was your plan exactly? The last time you encountered this man, it didn't exactly swing in your favor. I knew exactly what I had to do. It was plain and simple. He had to be stopped.
그래서 계속 주인공을 쫓는 경찰관이라는 거죠. 여기는 좀 가장도시 같은데? 여기도 어려우니까 치트를 켜주고요. 경찰관이 지하철로 다 주인공을 따라해서 이렇게 입은 것 같죠? 가장 무도의 바퀴. 누가 주인공이고 누가 희생자인지 구분이 안 가요. 춤 마지막으로. 제일 마지막 한 명 나오죠. 네, 끝났습니다. 주인공의 정체가 나오겠죠.
So, tell me, John. Did you find what you were looking for down here? You fucking tell me, Darius. You know, John, we're not really that different, you and I. You can make out like you're the heart of gold and I'm the malicious prick here. But you never really tried to stop me, did you? You say that like I had a choice. You always had a choice.
여기서 화자가
You know
주인공이었죠.
that? You're not weak. You allowed me to do these things, John. And now you want to justify it all to yourself. Wash your hands clean of any wrongdoing. I don't. I'm not like you. Come on, John. Sooner or later you're going to have to admit it to yourself. You enjoy the rush just as much as I do. The splatter, the silence. I mean, do they really deserve this? John, look around you. The world is falling to shit. These people, they don't realize how good they've got it. We're doing them all a favor. But John, you just spent the last half hour sat here trying to convince yourself what we're doing is wrong. What have you learned? Someone needs to be thinking about the bigger picture, I guess. There you go, John.
경찰관이
You get it?
주인공이었죠.
Let it
경찰관이
go.
범인이었다.
Come on,
나는
Darius. Let's go home.
엔딩입니다. 네. 이렇게 크레딧이 올라갑니다. 크레딧 안에서도 어떻게 할 수 있나요? 결국에 얘가 주인공이었다는 거예요. 끝났죠? 네, 파티 하트 엔딩까지 봤습니다. 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.